Nobody is coming to save you. 85% of jobs that will exist in 2030 have not even been invented yet. When you pick the top 5 most valuable companies of the world, none of them is a mining company. A degree doesn't guarantee a job. The only limitation you have is yourself. Choose your pain wisely. Are you ready to learn something new? 50% of employees will need rescaling. Everything matters, guys. The future is not certain, and it is for those who have prepared for it.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are tackling something that affects every single one of us, your career path in 2026 and beyond. You see, I'm here to show you why the job you are currently holding on to right now might not exist in a few years to come. And more importantly, how to pivot, learn, and develop future-proof skills like digital marketing, like content creation, and even AI, and secure your place and your future before the global landscape leaves you behind. This is real talk, guys, and with real data, no fluff at all. Don't forget to subscribe and put your comment in the comment section and I'll respond to them. Let's go into the video.
Many people feel so disappointed because they are not able to really prepare for what is happening. But if you're on this live, then you are I would use the word lucky. You are very blessed because you are going to hear some of the things that are happening within the global landscape and you can make an informed decision. Don't sit there and say it doesn't matter. Everything matters, guys. Everything matters. The career you choose will determine your destination. The career you choose will determine where you would find yourself in the near future. So it is important we find the right careers for ourselves. And you see, sometimes we are not taught these things. Many of us don't come to learn how to really build ourselves, how to really have a good career for ourselves. We went to universities because the courses were available. At least they told us that based on your certificate, this is based on your grade, this is how, or this is the course you can do. And so most of us accepted to do certain courses because that was what was available to us. And we have been so committed to this path that we are on, and we've not even been exposed to other possibilities. So I'm here to create awareness. I'm here to really teach and help you identify yourself again. Because if you can re-identify yourself, some of us, you've got great potentials inside of you. But because you have never been able to nurture these potentials, it feels as if you don't have any skill at all. It's like the best you can do is your current job. The best you can do is whatever you've been exposed to, whatever you've been doing over and over again. But that is never the truth. The truth is that you can rediscover yourself, you can realign yourself, you can redevelop yourself, you can learn something new that can help you navigate the course of your life. But this sometimes is challenging to many people because they think it's hard to do. Of course, it's hard to do. It is not easy, I must say. It is not easy. But it is also not impossible. It is also not impossible. You can learn something new. And I always try to get people to understand that having information is the first step, you see, because the information you get will help you to make the right decisions. As a matter of fact, at every point you stand, it is the information you have that keeps you there. So if you don't have any new information, that means that you are still going to be where you are. And you think that that's the only place you can stay. You think that that's the only place you can be. But that's never the truth. There is more you can achieve. There is more you can do. So yes, get yourself up, get yourself together, because there is more you can learn. There's more you can do. And the moment you begin to learn and do new things, it's really going to help develop your life. It's really going to help develop your career. It's really, really going to help you. Okay? So don't say that, oh, I think the level I find myself is okay. No, it's never okay. There is more and more and more levels ahead of you. There is more and more you can achieve. There is more and more you can do. Don't limit yourself. The only limitation you have is yourself. You can be your own barricade. You can be your own limiter. But then if you can decide that, okay, I want to experiment, I want to find out new ways to really navigate this life, then I can tell you for a fact that there is more and more and more you can do. Okay? And I want you to drop in the comment section if you've ever felt stuck in your career. Let me know if you've ever felt stuck in your career. If you ever felt that, you didn't know what to do. And it was like you didn't have time enough to make a decision. How many people are doing jobs that they never really planned for? But then they are only doing these jobs because they want to survive. Or they need to survive. Okay? So I'll be interested to know what you say in the comment section as well. So let me know. Okay? It is not easy to choose a career. That's the first thing that you need to understand. It is not easy to choose a career. And most of us, we don't even understand what a career means in the first place. Okay? And so we always do what we find our hands on, which is good, but that's not the entirety, or that's not the facts. The fact is that you can literally identify yourself, reorient yourself, and do something that you love without necessarily getting limited in any way or in any form. Okay? Never. So today I'm going to be talking about career path, how to develop your career path in 2025. There are a lot of jobs that we do that are not relevant. There are many careers that are not relevant. Yeah, Tony, it's true, isn't it? I know a lot of us, we've gotten stuck. We didn't even know, or we don't even know where we are picking up the leftover, you see. But yeah, and the sad thing is that nobody teaches us, or nobody offers to teach us that this is how you build your career. So some of us, we just start and we start moving. And especially from the educational system that I was exposed to, if you're also from Ghana or Africa, you realize that the courses you can do is determined by your grade that you get. So if you get a good grade, most of the time they will push you into medicine, like do medicine because you are brilliant, do medicine. But that shouldn't be the style. That shouldn't be the way, isn't it? People should do something they are passionate about, something they are talented about, something that they are skilled to, or they love, or they would love doing. But it's like the moment you are very brilliant, you are advised to do medicine or engineering or all the STEM courses. And then especially with the universities, you can apply for a course, and the courses, they would literally give you hierarchy. So like they have options that you need to choose, your first option, second option, and things like that. But unfortunately, sometimes many people don't get to do what they really want to do because their grades didn't allow them. And sometimes the universities will offer you a course based on their need. You have your need, you want to do a specific course, but then the university will tell you, well, this is the course we have available. If you like, do it. If you like, stop. And sometimes the societal pressures, because you don't want to stay home to feel that you are a burden onto your society. You want to also feel that you are also progressing. You are doing something with your life. You are actually moving ahead. You will pick those courses and do them. But whilst you do those courses, there is no plan in place. There is nothing whatsoever in place to really help you think that after this course, this is what I want to do. Or after pursuing this course, I want to go back again to try over again. I've seen a few people actually who did some courses and still went back again to start to do the courses they desired to do. But how many people are so bold to take that step? How many people are so bold to take those steps? So some of us, we are always left hanging in our decision making about our career, our jobs. But then that is not true. That should never remain the same. Okay? You can literally determine the career you want to do. You can literally reorient yourself again. Many people are not getting employed. Many people are not getting jobs because the courses that they did, they themselves know that this course that I've done, there is no way I can get employment. But you see, I had to go to the university. I had to also be part of those who also go into the university so that at least I'll have a degree. But a degree doesn't guarantee success. You see, a degree doesn't guarantee a job. You need to really plan your life and plan so well. Okay? And so no matter the level you find yourself, I have come to tell you that there is hope, there is chance, there is a way you can rewrite your story again. You can, yes, you can rewrite your story again. What society has turned you into, you can change the story, you can change the narrative. You can literally plan yourself and get yourself together again. I mean again. Listen, one of the things I try to use my platform for is to give hope to people, is to tell people that, you see, no matter where you find yourself, you can literally build yourself again. And most of the things that I advertise, for example, I talk about digital marketing, I talk about all these things, it's because I find that these opportunities present great chances for people to literally turn their lives around. You can learn a new skill, you can develop something new. Some of us, there are some things that we've covered. It's like we've made them hidden. They are the Pandora boxes we don't want to open. So anytime you're like, I'm not getting a job, but the real question is that, do you even think you are equipped enough to get the job that you want? You see, sometimes we need to be honest with ourselves and pick ourselves at whatever level that we find ourselves. You see, the best way to deal with yourself is to accept your weaknesses, accept your flaws, and know your stand. And then find out how you can get out of your current situation, how you can improve and develop. You see, nobody is coming to save you. If you decide not to save yourself, nobody is coming to save you. And now society has become so selfish that people don't really care. People don't really care about you that much. Yeah, so you need to get some relevant information that can help you to make informed decisions about your life, about your career, about how you want to reorient and repackage yourself. You see, there's a popular Ghanaian musician who used to be called by a certain name, and he didn't really sell by that. He went back for years, we didn't hear about him, and he came back again, rebranded himself, and he has stayed relevant ever since. Why? It is because sometimes you have to acknowledge that, Charlie, this thing is not working. And it's not bad, it's not wrong. If you are very sincere and honest with yourself, that's actually one of the ways you can come out of your predicament, you see. Just be honest, Charlie, this thing is not working. Tony, you see, and we hear or we see these people and we don't learn from them. When you pick some artists, especially the entertainment artists, like there's so much we can learn from them. There are some of them, when they started, their brands weren't selling, they had to repackage themselves. Yes. The last time I watched an interview about one artist in Ghana who has really gone international. He's very massive. I don't want to mention anyone's name just because, for the sake of, for several reasons, but then it's good to learn from the stories, and he was asked a question. So he was being interviewed, and the person said that, I can see you've bought a car, you've bought this, you are spending on trips, like you are literally spending lavishly, but you've not built a house. And it doesn't tally, because you are making money, but build a house. And you see, it's like there is this thinking that everybody has, like the moment you get money, build a house. I'm not saying building a house is wrong. No, you need to build a house. It is very important. But everybody's path is different. The path that other people have got, they may not necessarily need a house now, but they need a car. So the person was interviewed and they said, like, you are buying Range Rover, you are spending money on these products, but then all these luxurious stuff, but you've not built a house. And he said, well, as for a house, I'm still on it, I'm trying to build a house, but then I am building my brand. You see, it is very important, because how you prepare or how you disposition or position yourself, that's how people will perceive you. And that will also be linked to the kind of respect and recognition you get from people. So this person said that, well, I'm building my brand. And truly, this person, now currently speaking, he has so much money, he's been able to do so much travel around the world, etc., because he knew what he wanted to achieve. He had a better understanding of the career that he has gone into. So every career is different. Every direction is different. And so the societal narratives, the societal presentations shouldn't be the blueprint for you. You need to be able to identify what works for the career that you have chosen, what works for the path that you have chosen. And sometimes it can be very difficult, you see. And also, those that have even chosen careers that they themselves, they don't even know that the careers were given to them by their universities, and they've never turned back. I've come to tell you that there's a way you can literally repackage, relearn, and redevelop yourself so that you can be relevant to the current job market. You need to challenge yourself. Try to push yourself a little bit more. Okay? Yes, it's not easy, but it's possible. It's not easy, and it has never been promised to be easy. It's never been promised to be easy. Yesterday, I was saying something to someone, and I was saying that, listen, in this life, everybody goes through pain, but you would tell what you want to use your pain for. Everybody goes through pain, but you would tell what you use your pain for. Now, and the pains are in different stages, and every stage has got its own type of pain. So, for example, let's say you want to build muscles. You want to build a good body structure. You want to really build muscles and look good, to feel good about yourself. It is not easy to go to the gym, stay in the gym, and lift weights consistently for whatever months before you begin to see the results. It's not easy. It's not easy to be running. For example, you go for walks, you go for runs, early morning, wake up, run. They are not easy things. They are things that are difficult to do. So when you see that someone has built muscles, if the person goes through the legit ways, whatever it is, the person would have to exert some level of pain to literally feel good or be able to achieve it. But let's look at the other side. So the pain this person who wants to build muscles will go through is that this person will have to now push weights, push themselves, fight strongly to be able to get to their destination. That is one type of pain. Now, the other type of pain is someone who fails to exercise, who now decide to sleep, eat anyhow, act anyhow, and this would accumulate over years. So it's more or less this person will be having fun because I don't want to put any pressure on myself. I don't want to put any pain on myself. This person will do it for years, and then maybe 20 years down the line, the person who went through the pain of lifting, the pain of exercising, the pain of checking their diet and staying consistent to a routine, and the person who was just eating everything at every time, not minding the implication and outcome. When these two people stand, you would definitely see the difference. And you see, the difference wouldn't only be physical, it will also be in their system. It would even affect their level of confidence. So one would say that you are mocking me just by the look on your face, because the person will perceive that, oh, because I look like this, you are laughing at me. But it's not like that. So now this person would be going through the pain of dealing with all those things, whilst the other person wouldn't have to go through that pain because they chose a pain earlier on. Now the person who ate anyhow, did things anyhow, is likely to develop, diabetes and things that they will now have to deal with. But then the one who chose to go through the pain of hard work, exercise, physical activity to keep their health and to maintain their stature wouldn't or may not necessarily have that experience compared to the other. So everyone has experienced pain, but every pain came at different times and every pain was for different purposes. But the interesting thing is that the first pain, the person chose that pain. But then the last pain, you don't choose it. It's an implication for the decisions that you took. So if you don't fight for your life, if you don't fight to really get yourself together, if you don't fight to have a change in your life, if you don't even get angry at your current situation to say that, look, I want my situation to change and I am ready to go through the pain, what happens is that you may remain in the current situation for a very long time and another pain will come, and that pain you would not have that much control over that pain. Because if you don't have a job and you need to feed yourself, that is also a type of pain, but you don't have control over it. So I always say to people, choose your pain wisely and choose the wise pain or the sweet pain, meaning that the pain that you would experience and the pain that you consciously decide to experience, that will save you from the other pain which you don't have that much control over. And that is how life is. And that is how the perspective of life really presents itself. Okay, so as I said, today I'm going to be teaching on finding your career path or finding your career choices, whatever that is. The goal is that I want you to understand the possibilities around you. So as I go through the lecture, please be sending your questions in, ask questions. But then the goal is that I want you to know the possibilities around you so that at least you can push yourself a little bit. You can try to get yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit, because there is a wealth out there. Listen, anytime we talk about wealth, don't only think about the wealth beneath the earth's surface like gold, silver, bauxite, diamond, etc. No, there's a lot of wealth online. There's a lot of wealth in people. There's a lot of places you can build your wealth. Now let me give you an example. Now Apple is the most valuable company in the world. Okay, when you pick the top 5 most valuable companies of the world, none of them is a mining company. Let me repeat myself. When you pick 5 most valuable companies in the world, none of them is a mining company. So if we think that value is in gold, silver, etc., then you need to rethink. There's a wealth of career, there's a wealth of business out there that can literally change your life even more than what gold can. And so my lecture today is going to focus on finding your future career. I'm going to walk you through ways you can find a future career that can help you thrive. And you see, one of the things that has given me this urgency is the fact that the global landscape is changing as far as business and career and everything is concerned. Everything is changing so swiftly. And if you don't adjust to this, you see, there are 2 things that changes bring. Changes bring possibilities, and changes also bring impossibilities. Now, the people who prepare for the changes, they can actually hop on these changes and amass a lot of wealth for themselves. Yes. Okay, so get ready to learn something new. Get ready to challenge yourself. Get ready to push yourself a little bit to gain some level of knowledge that's going to help you. And you see, I'm giving this for free because I know that it may change someone's life. Do you understand? So I have things that I have like a paid courses and things like that. But one of the things I've decided to do, as a matter of fact, to give back to my society, is to teach people on TikTok for free and awaken some sense of urgency in people. Build the knowledge hub and understanding of people so that they can really align and prepare themselves for the differences that are happening. Yes. And you see, many of you are not aware of these changes that are happening. So I'm going to awaken them, awaken your mind about them. So today I'm going to be talking about finding your future career, top picks for 2025 and how to get started. Top picks for 2025 and how to get started. Finding your future career. And as I always do, I give a PowerPoint presentation for my lectures so that you have that visual experience as well. Okay, so now let's go into it quickly. Yes, so this is what the presentation is going to cover. And as I said, the goal is to help you uncover the things that are happening around us. Because we are so locked in our 9-to-5 jobs, we don't even have time to do research. But don't worry, that's why I'm here. I'm going to expose you to some of the things you can start thinking about, ways you can start to really get yourself together to make a difference. All right, now let's start. So, finding your future career, topics for 2025, how to get started. Now, one of the things that I always talk about, and if you've been following me for a while, I talk a lot about digital marketing. I talk a lot about digital content creation and things like that. I know why. It is because of how the future looks like. You may not agree, but you see, you don't hold the keys to the future. It is either you key in to benefit or you let things go. All right. So Why digital marketing? Why content creating and techs are dominating, and how to transition in them. I said, when you pick the top 5 most valuable companies, okay, let me do the research quickly. Top 5 most valuable companies in the world. You see, that should awaken something in us. You see, top 5 most valuable companies in the world. Let me get that and share that with you so that you would really get it. Let me show you that. Top 5 most valuable companies in the world. Look at that. Can you see? Number 1 is Nvidia. What does Nvidia do? Nvidia is a tech company. They make chips. Okay, they make chips. So, for example, OpenAI, before they developed ChatGPT, they needed AI chips. Nvidia made those chips. Meta AI, all these platforms, they needed chips to run their models, and Nvidia made those chips. I'm trying to make you understand the global landscape. Okay, so Nvidia is the most valuable company now, 4.4 trillion. Number 2, Microsoft. Is Microsoft a mining company? No. Now, Microsoft develop apps. They do so much. Okay, it's a tech company. So number 1 is a tech company. Number 2 is a tech company. I'm showing you how the future looks like. Those of us who have taken some careers that we don't know where we are taking it, I'm trying to show you how the future looks like. Number 3, Apple. Yeah, Tony. Number 3 is Apple. Apple is a tech company. You see, Apple is a tech company. So the top 5 most valuable companies are tech companies. What does this tell us? What should this tell you? That should tell you something about the places you need to focus on. I'm not saying go and learn coding, no. But there is a way you can benefit from this platform. There's a way you can also align your career, at least in a way, so that you can have something for yourself. Yes. Now, number 3 is Alphabet. And Alphabet is a communication service, but it's more than a communication service. It is also a technological industry. Alphabet is that's Google. Okay, so Google Chrome, this AI platform, Bard, which is now Gemini, Android is owned by them. All these things are technology. Now, Amazon. What is Amazon? Marketing, digital marketing. So the top 4 are all technological companies. The top 4 are all technological companies. And number 5 is a digital marketing platform. Now, why am I saying Amazon is a digital place? It is a market that is online. You go on Amazon to buy a product and they ship it to you. It is not a physical shop. Yes. And what I'm going to teach you would awaken and open your heart and mind about many things. So please, no matter what you do, I'm not saying stop your job. I'm not saying change all of a sudden. But these are places that you can consider if you really want to get yourself together. Yes. So if someone says that there are no jobs, I don't know what to do, I don't know. And I look at them and I'm like, wow. Have you even started to do some research to find out about what's happening around you? Because just this alone should tell us something. You see, just this alone. This alone opens our heart and mind to understand. Okay? Yes. So that's just by the way. Let's go back. Finding your career, your future career. Now, top picks for 2025 and how to go there. Why digital marketing, content creation, and tech are dominating. So when you see this, I've already shown you the evidence that the most valuable companies of the world fall within this category. And when you look at the most valuable companies, you can see their worth. 4.4, let's say this is 4 trillion, 3 trillion, 3 trillion, 2 trillion. Imagine the amount of trillions we are talking about. And when we say their value, that should tell they control the global financial system in the context that their value is what hold economies together. Imagine there is no Microsoft. How can you use Microsoft Word? How can even organizations have meeting on Teams meeting, etc.? So how do you get started? Let's start. Why career choice matters in 2025. Why you need a career choice. I know some of you have not thought about having a career. Career can come in different forms. But then why do you need a career? Something that you can dedicate yourself to say that this is what I'm doing for this period of time. And I'm staying consistent and true to it to have the best out of it. Why is it important? And especially in 2025. Let me shock you. 85% of jobs that will exist in 2030 haven't been invented yet. That should shock you. So, according to projections, 85% of jobs that will exist in 2030. Can you imagine? Jobs that are going to exist in 2030, 85% have not even been invented yet. That means that in 2030, a lot of jobs are no longer going to exist. And if you've been following the news, Microsoft released a list of, I think, over hundreds of jobs that are going to be lost in some few years. And it's sad. Because most of the courses that many people are doing at universities are even on those places, on those platforms. Yes. So 85% of jobs that are going to happen in the near future hasn't been invented yet. And that is according to the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum is the platform that has been leading and predicting the future of global economies. And they are very, very influential. You may not agree with them, but that should point something to you. 85% of jobs in 2030 hasn't even come yet. That is shocker. 50% of employees will need rescaling by 2025. So this is even for 2025. So right from now, 50% of employees. So who are employees? People who are working for other people. Now, if you are working for someone, this should shock you. He said that 50% of us who have been working, we've got our 9-to-5 jobs, we are doing so well, we are very happy, we are enjoying our lives. We need to understand that we need rescaling. Why do we need rescaling? Because 85% of the jobs that are going to happen in 2030 hasn't even started. So I understand that you've got a career in whatever that you do, but there is some skills that you may need to learn. There is something you may need to develop because the projections are serious. And these are legit sources, guys. So the question is, are you ready to reskill yourself? Are you ready to learn something new? Are you ready to develop yourself? It's serious. And I think sometimes I try to emphasize this to many people. This is a serious matter that needs serious conversation. Because if in just 5 years, 85% of jobs that are going to exist is not happening, then what is the problem? Look, let me show you something. I saw in the news that even in the UK, the rate of jobs availability is going down. That means that the rate at which people find jobs now is going down. Let me show you. And what should this tell us? This should tell us that, look, we need to get ourselves together. We need to get ourselves together. Look, face your fears before your fears face you out. Yes. You need to face your fears, guys. So don't let anything bring you so much fear. What you need is you need the information to make the right decisions. Now, let me show you something quickly. Can you see my screen? Yeah. Now, UK firm hold off on hiring as job vacancies fall. Now, this is according to the BBC. According to the BBC, UK jobs are reducing. Why is that the case? It is because the global landscape of businesses is changing. So all these are ripple effects. So it is not necessarily yes, the government may have a part to play, but I don't want to go into these things. I want you to rather see this as an opportunity. I want you to see this as an opportunity because there is so much potential that you can take advantage of. And let me show you. According to, and this is from the BBC, okay? And when you go down, this is what I wanted to show you. You see, vacancies continue to fall. Estimated number of UK vacancies from March to May 2015 to 2025. Look at the rate. Now, the rate at which jobs were available on the market. Okay? Now, one of the things you need to understand is that the UK economy is one of the leading economies of the world. Okay, so anything that happens to the UK economy should tell you that it's likely to have ripple effect on other economies, not to even talk about Africa yet. So when you see from 2015 it was around this, and then it went so much down. Why? Because of COVID came, so job availability went down. Okay, job availability went down because of COVID, and then it began to pick up after the lockdown. Now let me explain this to you. The sharp rise was because of the new work from home options that came, so people were able to sit anywhere to get jobs and do jobs. So a lot of vacancies came on the market because people could literally get jobs anywhere, and they started doing them. So it shot so much up, but then what happened? Everything began to go down. So the question is, what has been happening that is affecting this? Of course, AI is part of them. Of course, automation. Of course, everything else is playing part of this. So job vacancies are literally going to go down. And you see, for the first time in the 10 years review, you'd realize that this is a steep downwards, and it's been consistently going down. It's been consistently going down. What should this tell us? This tells us that we need to prepare for what is ahead. We need to prepare for what is ahead. So if you are building a career, if you are in a job, you are doing something, it is good, well done, but understand that things are changing. Things are changing, and it is getting so drastic. Many people want to travel outside. If you're in Africa, of course, you want to travel outside to get new jobs, new opportunities and things. Beautiful, but listen, now there are no jobs. The people in the country are complaining that there are no jobs. So as I said, the steep upwards was due to now the lockdown easing, and also people identifying work from home options and things like that. It really helped. But that has not solved the problem. When AI came on the scene and everything changed, everything has been going so much down. What should this tell us? This tells us that we also need to get ourselves together, because the steep walls is not going to stop. And that is what I have been showing you from the statistics, you see. That's what I've been showing you from the statistics. 85% of jobs that are going to be available in 2030 haven't even been invented yet. But the interesting thing is that 50% of employees will need rescaling. You need to learn something new. So when we come and I'm talking about digital marketing, I'm talking about ways to learn new skills, it's not that I don't have anything to do. I'm trying to get you to be aware that the landscape of money making is changing, and the earlier you align with it, the better. And I always say this, the world doesn't care about you, you see. So you better be well informed to get yourself together. Yes. So let's move on. Key takeaways, things that can give you security. I have these takeaways for you. Number one, you need to adapt. You see, a lot of us, we are too strong-headed. We are not ready to learn something new. We are not ready to challenge ourselves. We are not ready to even allow new information to work on us. We just want to stick with what we know. And that is a very risky decision. Why is it that technological companies are investing in AI? It's because they have learned from the stories of many companies, technological companies. Where is Nokia? Where is Nokia? We all use Nokia at some point. At some point, if you are using Nokia, you were seen as the one who had the best phone. Where is Motorola? Where is Siemens? They've all been vanished from the technological market. Why? Because they failed to adapt. Where is BlackBerry? I remember when I was in secondary school, if you had BlackBerry, you were the top G. Now, where is BlackBerry? BlackBerry is no longer existing. That should tell you how the future looks like. But you see, on the ladder of life, if you're a consumer, you don't get to engage in some of these conversations, because as a consumer, you just enjoy. So you are waiting for the new products. But if you are someone who wants to be a producer, if you are someone who wants to be part of the people who command the affairs of the global system, this should be a concern to you. How many of us have even asked, where is Nokia? Where is Siemens? Where are these companies? Now we hear of Apple. When did Apple come? So now they have learned from these platforms, and they have also decided that we are going to adapt. And this applies to us. So you need adaptability, and you need future-proof skills. I repeat, future-proof skills. Now, what is future-proof skills? Yes, Hilton. Future-proof skills are skills that are relevant for the future. I know you are a nurse. I know you have gotten a job. You are doing well. Listen, the future is not certain, and it is for those who have prepared for it. And I want you to prepare. That's why I'm teaching these things, and I'm creating the awakeness. Everything I say here, please do research about it, because I want you to also find out for yourself. Now, UK jobs are going down, and people, of course, are blaming the government. But in the bigger picture, it is not just because of the government. It is because of the global landscape. All right. So yes, that is one thing that I wanted you to be aware. So if you want job security, be ready to learn something new. Be ready to do something you've never done before. Be ready to push yourself a little bit. Be ready to be humble to learn. You see, be ready to get yourself messy, at least to learn. All right. And again, 50% of people need to reskill. Have you heard that a lot of companies are making people their roles redundant? Now companies are cutting down their number of staff. Do you know why? Because AI can do it. And you see, they wouldn't. Hello, Mutu. Hilton. Yeah. But obviously they are no longer. You don't even hear about them, do you? Do you hear about Motorola? Yeah, it's sad, but that's the fact. You see, that's the fact. Anyway, so guys, be ready to learn something new. Be ready to challenge yourself. Don't be married to your job. Be married to yourself. Be married to your future. Be married to your independence. All right. Now let's move on. Top 5 fastest growing careers for 2025. Now, and these things are based on statistics. I'm not here to joke. As a researcher, I come with my facts. And I always say that do your own research as well. I want you to also get more information so that it will help you, you see. Now, top 5 fastest growing career for 2025. Don't forget, in the previous slide, we got to know that we need 2 things to thrive. We need adaptability, and we need future-proof skills. So, if I am advising someone to choose a career, I know you've done business management, I know you've done microbiology, which has nothing to do with what I'm going to talk about, but please hear me out. Very soon, robots are going to be in the lab. Enough of human beings being in the lab dressing as if it's like when a micro touch them, they are dead. No, they would rather have AI and all these robots do those things in the lab because they won't die. So I don't know, but then try to think about some of these things. And you see, the beautiful thing is that there are over 8 billion people, and a few people have thought about these things. So if you can really think about it and try to align and prepare yourself for it, then I can assure you that you can literally get yourself together and you can make a difference for your life. Whilst people are losing their jobs, many jobs will be coming on you and you'll say, oh no, I need some space. Number 1 on the list, which is interesting. Number 1 on the list, top 5 fastest growing career for 2025. Number 1, digital marketing. So you see why I always come and talk about digital marketing. It's not because I have nothing to do. The beautiful thing about all these opportunities are such that you can do them as side hustles. You can do them as side business. You don't have to leave your job entirely. That's one beautiful thing about them. Let's look at them. Number one, digital marketing. So when we talk about digital marketing, it covers search engine optimization, paid ads, and analytics. Okay, and also digital marketing also includes being able to build your own products and sell them online. If you want to go into a career that will save you from the calamity that is going to happen, and I'm using the word calamity with caution, okay? If you've been hearing digital marketing elsewhere, please pay attention to it, because I would go deeper into it later on, but not necessarily today. Number two, content creation. And you see, this shouldn't be a surprise to you. One of the richest people in Africa now are content creators. Talk of Sabinus, talk of Mark Angel, talk of these people. They started creating short videos. People thought they were jokers. Now they are worth millions. One content creator was saying that every month he earns over $200,000 every month. That is the salary of someone for a whole year. And that is the salary of someone in Africa for like over 30 years. He earns that money in a month. $200,000. Do you know the amount of money we are talking about? As a content creator, this has nothing to do with a degree, but it has everything to do with adaptability. Yes. So you need to be aware of how the global landscape of money making and career building is changing. Now, let me shock you. Go on TikTok and type Coca-Cola. You would see Coca-Cola has a TikTok page. Look, think of any brand. Go on TikTok and type the brand. They have a TikTok page and they are posting content. Why? Sit there and don't adapt. The companies that are worth trillions, they are adapting. And you with your 9-to-5 job, you have settled. It will be sad. Yeah, that should tell us something, guys. That should tell us something. You know, because if Coca-Cola, look, do you know how long Coca-Cola have been around? A preacher told a story, and he said he went to rural areas to preach about Jesus. And everywhere he went, they said they've never heard about the name Jesus, but they've heard about Coca-Cola. Do you know how long Coca-Cola has existed? And yet, this old man still comes on TikTok and is still making content. Sit there. Now, look at something very interesting, which I'll talk about in a bit. AI and machine learning. And this is for those, you see, they are very brilliant people. They are told to do medicine. I'm not saying medicine is bad, but not everyone is made to do medicine. Okay? So if you are interested, you've got some coding skills, please don't just learn about coding, because now AI can code better than even a lot of people. Learn about machine learning, learn about AI, how to literally create models. Yes. This is how the future looks like, guys. That's why I'm showing you. Sustainability, green tech. You see, green tech. That's why electric cars, now Elon Musk is so rich because of Tesla. Tesla makes electric cars. Even TikTok has an account on TikTok. Guys, I like your interaction. It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you so much for typing. Thanks for interacting. Even TikTok has a TikTok account. Sit there. I saw a video and a lady was saying that I want to paraphrase it right. She was saying, well, she doesn't understand why men are on TikTok. And I'm just like, oh, ignorance. How ignorance can make people. You don't understand why men are on TikTok. Do you know the amount of money people are making on TikTok? You see, and that also tells me that it shows you how people mentalities are. Many people think TikTok is there to probably help people insult other people, or TikTok is there to just watch unnecessary things. What I'm doing now is on TikTok. But am I joking? I'm teaching. I'm bringing knowledge. Yes. So, listen, you see, the world you know is because of what you've been exposed to. You can't sit in your corner somewhere in a city or a village and think that you know the world through your phone. There is so much out there you don't know. Yes. So if TikTok has a TikTok account, Coca-Cola, Microsoft, all these companies have TikTok accounts and Instagram and Facebook, that should tell you something. Because as for them, they are worth trillions, but still they are moving. So, sustainability. And the areas of sustainability is actually green tech and ESG. Okay, now let's talk about healthcare and tech, healthcare technology. You see, now, look, I've spoken to a couple of people who have told me that they've bought the look. Health tech is one of the booming industries. Let me explain health tech to you. Simply being able to measure your body vitals through technology, and they have organizations that you can link up to them. They can help you manage your blood sugar, manage your weight, and things like that. All these things are part of the future. So very soon, someone can live in a place and have his doctor outside of the country, because there is a health technological gadget they are using to measure their vitals. Then the doctors will advise them, and if they need surgery and things like that, they can literally fly them to the nearby hospital or something and do a virtual operation. Look, things are changing, guys. But what should this tell us? This should tell us that there are also opportunities for us. If we are willing to adapt, we can literally get ourselves together and make a place for ourselves. Because all these things I'm talking about, not many people are there yet. Yes. So you too, you have a place. I also have a place. And look at the growth. Year-on-year growth. Digital marketing year-on-year growth is 15%. That means that every year it increases in profit and in margins of 15%. Look at the next one. Content creation. Year-on-year growth 18%. Look at AI and machine learning. 22%. That is massive. Look at sustainability. 20%. And look at healthcare tech. 17%. So if you're a nurse, if you're in healthcare, don't remain there. Think about the technological innovations happening around you. Learn something. Learn how to control some machines. Learn how to use some technological tools. The last time I was searching for a job and I saw a vacancy, and they were saying that they want a nurse with an experience in managing this tool, and it's like they have doubled the salary of the nurse. So let's say if the nurse's salary is, let's say, £30,000, they've made it £60,000 just because of that technological tool the nurse will have experience of using. I'm just like, wow. So don't sit there and think that the world is waiting for you. These are the opportunities. So choose digital marketing, choose content creation, choose AI and machine learning, choose sustainability, choose healthcare tech, choose one of these or any of them, and you will never be disappointed. Let me tell you this story. I always say this story. A lady used to be a healthcare worker in the UK, and then she learned about digital marketing. So this girl bought one of these courses, and she began to learn the course. So the course taught her how to turn her skills into a monetary value. So the lady is a very good cook. I've not eaten her food before, but then she knows how to cook because she's been posting, at least we see. And then she started to organize a masterclass on cooking. Do you know the number of people who don't know how to cook? Or do you know the number of people who want to learn new meals? So this lady started organizing classes for women and men, anyone who is interested to learn how to cook certain dishes. Okay, and she started doing it. So she started gaining popularity. She started advertising on TikTok and things like that. And she was still doing her healthcare job on the side. Then one day she went to work and she was handed an envelope. Probably she thought that, oh, I've been awarded for my hard work. Yes, content creation is different from digital marketing, but most of the time they move hand in hand. Because if you're a digital marketer, you need to be able to create content about the digital products you sell. So if you go into digital marketing, you are likely to also go into content creation. So you're going to have the skills of both, which is a plus. But not all content creators are into digital marketing. No. Anyway, let me go back to the story. So this lady went to their workplace and she was handed an envelope. She thought that she has received a reward for her hard work. And she opened the envelope and the title was that your role has been made redundant, meaning she has been sacked in layman's terms. And she was like, what? Why? And the company said, well, we are shutting down. Look, if you are working for someone, the person says that it's my job, I'm not running it again, what can you do? So you've been made redundant because the company is closing. We are leaving this city. Imagine living in the UK without a job. How can you pay your rent? And now that jobs are going down, how can you even find a job to start with? But the safety net of this lady was that she has learned how to teach people about cooking. So her master class was what was helping her to fend herself. And now she said she's going to go full-time into it. Yes, there is so much we don't know. And the last time, let me tell you this, the last time I was shocked. I was really shocked by something I saw. So I wanted to buy a PC, a very high spec PC, because I needed it for the work I do. And so I saw one guy advertise it and I said, wow, this is amazing. The specs were really massive. So I was like, okay, I will come and pick it up. So I went to the guy, and when I went, the guy told me that I should come at a specific time because around 11 he's not going to be available. He's going to work or something. So I thought, oh, then let me be fast and get there on time so that he can go to work. Then when I got there, I was having a chat. Then he said, oh, let me take you to my room because it's very huge and I couldn't carry it by myself. So he said, let's go so that I can help you carry it and everything. So he took me to his room, and then I realized that it was a studio setting. And I said, oh, what do you do? And he said, I'm a gamer. I'm a full-time gamer. And I said, whoa, full-time gamer here in the UK? This is a white guy, by the way. Full-time gamer. And he said, yes, he's a full-time gamer. He games. That is the work he does. And I said, wow, tell me more. And he said, well, he just plays game. He's built his Twitch account. He's built other several accounts. He plays it on YouTube and blah, 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 blah. He's built a brand, and now brands pay him. They send products. He advertises. So he is selling his machine because he has gotten a full set. If you are someone who is very tech inclined, I think the latest graphics from NVIDIA is 5080. 5090. And that is the graphics that they have given to him in the machine. Is an AI made one, massive high specs. The brand has given him that PC for free because he's a gamer and they want him to advertise. And I said, wow. And he said, yes, he makes a lot of money from gaming, so he doesn't work. That is his work, and it is not easy work. So he starts at 11 and closes at 6. Imagine you are with your father and you say, daddy, I'm playing game. Your daddy say, foolish boy, go and read your book. But someone is a gamer and his whole life has changed. I know some of you may know T-Pain. T-Pain is a musician and he's now a gamer, and he said something that really struck me. He said the money he has been making from gaming throughout his music career, he never made it. But we thought he was an international artist. So there's a wealth of income, wealth of business that you have never seen. And sometimes we don't even know about them. Yes, but these things are real. So imagine going to marry someone, you tell them that I'm a gamer. They'll think you are lazy, right? But that is an industry people are making millions of dollars. So that tells us the landscape of money and business is changing. And that is what I've been reiterating all this while. Okay? Yes. Now, let's move on. Why digital marketing? Why digital marketing? Now, according to Statistica, the market size of digital marketing is going to be worth over $786 billion by 2026. And the projections for 2030 is over $1.5 trillion. That means that the amount of money people can earn online is going to increase. That means that if you're a digital marketer, that means that if you're a content creator, there's an opportunity for you to start even making the career money you make online. As I said, when you pick the top 5 companies in the world, none of them is a mining company, but all of them are technological companies or a marketing company. So digital marketing is one of the things that you need to look at, because the global market size is increasing massively. And what are some key roles that you need to look at? Search engine optimization specialist. Yes, you can look into that. Paid ads manager, marketing automation, email marketing, analytics manager, content strategist. And also, you can literally be selling made for you courses like DB and things like that and be making money. Remote demands. You see, that also increased. And top companies hiring, Google, Amazon, Meta, you see, again, all these rich companies. No wonder their market size is huge. Okay, yes. So, let's move on. Why content creation? Now, video priority. 50% of businesses prioritize video content. When you start content creation, one beautiful thing is that brands will start looking for you. You see, brands will start to come to you to say that, you know what, can we work with you? We are willing to pay, and you will charge them. I've seen brands come into my DM to say that, oh, we like the type of content you create, we want you to advertise our products, blah blah blah. And I would say, well, this product is not something I'm happy to advertise. But it happens. It happens. The moment you grow your TikTok page, the moment you grow your social media presence, brands will start looking for you. They would want to work with you. And that offers you an opportunity to make money. Yes. So top platforms, of course, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. Now, salary range. The amount of money you can make from these platforms. Let's say yearly. Or yes, yearly or monthly, I don't know. But then for niche creators, they are more likely to take over $50,000 to $120,000. The amount of money you can literally make in a year. And you see, the beautiful thing about content creation is that you don't have to lose or stop your job. You can literally be doing your job and still be doing it on the side and be making money around it. But you need some skills. What are some of the skills? You need skills in storytelling. There's a way you communicate that is captivating enough. Brands want you to be able to advertise in a way that captivates people. So for example, you would see a lot of videos and they'll say, don't do this if you haven't blah blah blah. Stop if you haven't blah blah blah. All these hooks and these storytelling approaches, they raise your expectations. Any video that you've watched, so that someone raised your expectation for you to stay on. That's a storytelling, mostly a storytelling approach that they use. So you need some skills. Search engine optimization basics, photography, audio production, analytics. All these things are areas that you may want to look at if you really want to build yourself and prepare yourself for the future. How to choose your path. Maybe I will end with this and continue later on. How to choose your path. 5-step frameworks. Now, a lot of you are on some career paths that you want to change. Maybe you want to divert from what you do a little bit. You know, how do you do it? How do you start? What are the steps? That's what I'm going to show you here. And this is going to be the last slide for the sake of time. And then I'll take questions because I want you to ask questions and I'll be able to support you with the questions. Number 1, audit your skills. Ask yourself, what skills have I got? What do I know and what don't I know? What skills have you got? Audit your skills. Sit down and analyze yourself. And you see, there's a LinkedIn assessment there, LinkedIn skills assessment. You can use it. Go online, type LinkedIn skill assessment. It will help you to know the skills that you have. It's a test, or you can go online and search for skills assessment tests. There are lots of them online. Test your skills. That will tell you the skills that you, and if you lie to the assessment, it will also give you a lying answer. So you think you have a skill, but you yourself, you know you don't have the skill. But if you're honest, it will tell you the skill set that you have, and you can start from there. So take stocks of yourself. What do I know how to do? What don't I know? That is the first step, the 5-step framework that I'm sharing with you. Number 2, test your interests. You see, yes, these are areas you can look at, but you see, you may not be interested. Some of you may not be interested in digital marketing, but maybe you may be interested in content creation. Some of you may not be interested in content creation or digital marketing, but maybe you may be interested in AI and machine learning. So these are all things that you need to take stock of. Test your interest. Try to see the things. Ask yourself, look for free courses and things and try to test it. You see, sometimes some of you, maybe you would buy a product and you don't use it again. That is not a failure. Actually, you have learned. You've learned from that experience, and maybe you are not going to buy the product again, right? Yes. So you bought one. That's how it works. Sometimes you have to buy a product, use it and test it to see. So don't just sit somewhere and accuse something without you having the experience of it, especially when it comes to career. There are some jobs you've never done before, but when you go into it, you realize that there are some people, they aspire to be someone or to do a certain job. They got to their job and realize this is not what I want, which is fine. You've not failed. You've had an experience, and it's good because it helps you to make an informed decision. So test your interest. When you identify your skills, you need to test what are the things I'm interested in. If you are doing a job and you don't like it, look, within a space of years, you'd realize that it will have an impact on you, even your physical appearance. But if you do a job and you love it, even when the money is not coming, it doesn't affect you that much because you see, you love what you do. So these are things you need to also look at if you are thinking about developing or choosing a career path or something for yourself. Audit your skills, test your interest. The number three, research salary and demand. I repeat, research the salary and the demand of the job. Don't say that because I like this job, and if there is no demand for it, for example, someone says that, oh, now I'm going to learn about how to be I want to be a PA, secretary and things like that. Look, you don't build a career like that. The demand is now going low, right? Data entry clerk. I want to be a data entry clerk. I want to be look, be careful. Some of the jobs, they don't have a future. Maybe before you choose, go and look at the list of Microsoft has released about jobs that are going to go extinct and ask yourself, this thing that I said I enjoy doing, is it part of it? Because if it's part of it, then please change your mind. Look at the salary demands. There are some jobs, they are not worth the salary. And you see, someone will say, oh, it's not about money, it's about passion. But you see, you need to have a balance. If you are doing a job you are passionate about, but there's no money coming, you realize that you are more likely to be forced into the corner to take shady deals and make rough decisions and act strangely, which will affect your brand. It will affect your self-image. It will affect you in the long term. You want to take a job that pays you decently, so that at least you are not going to cut corners. You are going to be honest and consistent in your way. It's not going to undermine your values. So these are things you need to look at. Yes. And the next one, talk to industry pros. Find someone in the field to talk to. Find someone to talk to. Find someone who knows about it. So for example, if you want to come into digital marketing, talk to me. I've been doing digital marketing. It's not been a long time, but I can tell you for a fact, I can share my stories. I can share some experience with you. I can help support you navigate. Some of you choose paths and you start to go on the path all by yourself. And sometimes you waste a number of years only to realize that wasn't the right path. But maybe if you had spoken to someone, that could have made things better. That could have changed a lot of things for you. Yes. Oh, I want to be a footballer. I want to be a footballer. Maybe when you speak to a footballer and they tell you the story, the facts, the inside information, maybe that will help you to be really sure that you want to do football. Yes. So the 5-step framework should really help and guide you navigate the path of career you want for yourself. And then start small. I love the word start. Act. Don't be taking so much information without using it. That's a waste. Act. Act on the knowledge. Act on the information. Act on all what you have done. Act on all the 4 steps that you've actually implemented. Act on them. So if you decide to go by this 5 framework I'm sharing with you, you are likely to change your situation for the better. You are likely to change your situation for the better. As I said, my goal is to help you identify how things are working in the current job market. Not every job is worth your time. Not every job is worth your future. But if you can really put yourself together and make an informed decision, then you can make things better for yourself. So let me just recap for the sake of those who have just joined for just 2 minutes and I'll take questions and I'll bring the live to a close. So my live focused on finding your future career, topics for 2025 and how to get started, why digital marketing, content creation and tech are dominating and how to transition into them. So following up to this live, I will do the transitioning. Okay, I'll do the transitioning. The next one is that the reason is because why your career choice matters. 85% of jobs that are going to be in 2030 have not even been invented yet. And then 50% of employees will need rescaling by 2025. That means that here today, if you are watching me, you are likely to be part of the 50% of people who need new skills to adapt to the future that is coming. But how can you do it? You need to be adaptable. You need adaptability skills and you need future-proof skills. This one can help you develop this, which is career security. And what are the top 5 growing careers for 2025? If I am advising you to pick a career choice, why and which ones am I going to recommend for you? The first one is digital marketing, because the digital marketing has 15% year-on-year increase, year-on-year growth. Not many industries have got that. Content creation. Yes. Now, content creators are richer than a lot of business people. They just create content. Content creators, some of them are making over $200,000 in a month, or some of them even weeks. Yes, that is how the future looks like. I'm just painting it to you. AI and machine learning. If you love coding, if you love AI, if you want to learn how to make AI, that is a good thing. That is a good thing. Yes, that is a good thing. Sustainability is also another thing. But as I said, the sustainability should focus on green tech and ESG. Sustainable development goals and things around that, which I will talk about later on in a different live. And healthcare tech. Technologies that are used in healthcare. These are things you can focus on. Is really going to help you. And this is one of the reasons why you should choose digital marketing. You can see the information here. And why you should choose content creation. You can see the information here. And how to choose it, which I end with. Audit yourself. Test your interest. Research about the salary and the demand of the career you want to build. How is it demanded within the job market? How many companies want it? The demand. Talk to pros. Talk to people who are advanced, who know about it. Let them give you inside information. You need it. And then start small. Start from a point. And I love the word start. 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 Maybe you want to build your TikTok. Start. If you want to start, whatever you say you want to start. Because everything begins with a step. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. So start. If you can only start, then you can get to a destination.